I'm so lonely, broken.
Good Lord.
That's the girthiest sweet potato I ever seen.
Sweet potato. I thought that was.
We all did. We all did. Community guidelines, dog.
Good for you.
The girth, though.
It's too late. How's it going, everybody? Let me switch over to the chat. I'm only a few minutes late. Oh, shit, it's 11:11. On the dot, baby. Cheers. Sorry, that's not alcoholic, but whatever. Elroy Shredding. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you, Elroy. That's a fork. Nick McCabe. How you doing, Nick? Good to see you as well, brother. You know you've got a link. You know you can make it here tonight. Since it's Wednesday, Friendsday, I thought I'd see what's wet. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I thought I'd see if anyone wants to hang out. Otherwise, we're all just chilling. I've got some articles. I've got some Instagrams I could pull up. But, you know, I'm trying to go a little bit. Son of a bitch. My mic was fucking set up wrong. There we go. Is that better? Do I sound... Sorry about that. I done fucked up the whole show. Oh, shit. I gotta start over. I can't do this shit. No, I'm not doing that. Hey, Nick. One man show. Greetings and salutations, my friend. It's good to see you. Can you guys hear the food? I'm like hiding behind the chat. I'm like the dude from Tool Time. Let me see. Well, hey there, Tim. How you doing? How's your day going? Oh, really? That's quite a thing. We'll be there just to look so stupid without... Oh my god, I look retarded. I'm just this little head at the bottom. Hey, Kendra, how you doing? It's good to see you. And we got Laszlo Panaflex. What up, Kai? And in the chat. What's happening, brother? It's a pleasure to see you. Halfcast. Hey, Kai. Made it bad because this work week killed me, bro. But I wanted to say hey and give a like. Thanks so much, Hoff. I hope the rest of your week smooth as butter.
Hey, Phil, TNMT, how you do? TMNT, you probably didn't even hear the phonetically come out wrong out of my mouth. Phil, how's it going, man? How's it going, dude? How you doing? How's your week? How was your weekend? Wait. Did I miss Justin Proper's fucking stream today? Son of a bitch. I was all ready for it. Where'd it go? Ah, shit. Oh, well, I guess I'll catch the replay later. I was oh man, wait, did it even pop up in my alerts? Whoops. Hold on, let me look here because I don't remember seeing it. I done scrolled through earlier. Demajinai was live. Nina Infinity, Clobber and Times. Jedi Bunny, what? No, I missed Jedi Bunny. Ah, there's Justin's stream. All right, y'all. So, if you guys missed Justin's stream today, he was talking about Halloween Ends. I'm not much of a horror person, but if you are, I'm gonna leave that link in the chat here. Halloween Ends. There you go, everybody. Enjoy. Horror is not really my genre. Pardon me. But yeah, man. There you go. Chris Longfellow. How you doing, Chris? Great to see you, man. Good to have you back. Did you if I remember right, you came over pretty recently, right? Wait, Justin streamed today? Yeah, right? Right? I looked at my alert. I was like, I didn't see, and then I saw it in the alert. So I was like, son of a bitch, there it is. But I don't see it on his channel right now, so it's still ain't up yet. Wait, it wasn't supposed to. Yeah, no. I didn't get no link. All right, cool. Sometimes I'm supposed to be places and I forget. What? Oh my god. I shouldn't have opened up Twitter. That is fucked up. I didn't want to read that. That totally took me out of the mood. Ooh. Fuck, man. People have got problems. Halloween Ends. I'm glad it's over. Hold on. Let me see. I got something here. I gotta play a clip though. I gotta play a clip. Where's the clip? This is a decent clip. I mean, I don't know. It's not quite right. It's not quite right. Which one do I need? Here we go. Because this one just fucks everything up.
Today we have my son and we are doing the emoji challenge. Today I'm doing whipped cream.
Hey, Nick.
Hey there. Sorry, I just had to turn the volume down on my on my headphones just in case.
Sorry about that.
Sam will be here in just a minute.
Cool, man. Cool. Sorry, I was a little loud. I didn't realize. I mean, like, I've heard some people say it's a little loud, but not ever. Like here and there, so I'm like, oh, maybe their volume's just a little high. But I don't know if it mismatches my volume. Is it too much?
I usually just play these things by ear.
That's what I'm
almost
asking about
literally.
Here.
Yeah, no.
Oh, wait,
I think your thing is fine.
I got another one here. Hey, Sam.
Hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
Pretty good. Welcome, dude. It's been a while since I hung out with you guys.
Yeah, it has. I've been busy, very busy.
I've heard. How's everything going with you guys?
Well, I'm done for the semester, which is marvelous. I've basically been working my frigging ass off this whole week, trying to get my final assessments in. Basically a whole bunch of stuff relating to book promotion and marketing, marketing plan, reflective portfolios, all of that kind of shit. But it's all done now, and I've got about 3 weeks off, and then I start up in the summer semester so I can do the remainder of my degree.
All right. Nice. How much is left? Is this just your last quarter or semester after that?
Well, I've enrolled in the summer semester, which instead of dividing the uni term up into 2 semesters like normal, I think it's 2 over in America. I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, in this case, I'm doing the summer semester, which will go over Christmas time. And I will be doing 2 subjects then part-time. And those are the last 2 subjects that I have to do. And then I can graduate hopefully sometime in February.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dang, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, so that would be my postgrad done, because I'm doing editing and publishing in postgraduate. So yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to put myself out there in front of some. Well, I got the recommendation to put myself out there in front of some mid-list publishers, but I'm waiting to get my internship results back so that at least I can add all that stuff to my resume and make it look good.
All right, nice, dude. Let me know if you need help with resume or anything like that.
Oh no,
in terms of design, as a designer, I like to go real visual with shit. So
nice. I'm good so far, but I'll let you know.
Cool, man. Yeah, let me show you actually my press. I made a new press kit for Space Crime. Wait, what the fuck happened to my light? There it is. I made a new press kit, but let me share that real quick. Whoop, it straight covers you guys up. All right. There we go. But yeah, it's my new press kit.
Great.
So all nice and organized.
That looks really great.
Thank you.
No, really. No, it really does, because I had to do all of that kind of stuff, at least in part, because I was working with the social media coordinator with Spineless Wonders, which was the publisher I was working with. They mainly specialized in like micro literature and poetry and things. And part of the thing that we had to do was well, I was actually project lead for the In Case You Missed It social media campaign. So I had to kind of do all that, design social media copy and all of that business. It was all very complicated. But
yeah, that stuff's not fun. But
no, it's good. So have you got like are you organizing things like a social media campaign for your book and stuff?
I'm in the middle of some other stuff. You guys will find out about it soon. But I need to update the ebook. I recently went through the ebook manuscript and made adjustments. I need to do some fixes to the formatting and then re-upload that, because I uploaded my 2nd edition earlier this year.
You know, that's the best part of that. Yeah, because I've been doing a focus on the the increasingly digital publishing landscape. And that's actually one of the best parts of going digital, like for ebooks and enhanced ebooks and stuff like that, is the ability to edit and revise and just release new versions of things. And it's just like, it's amazing. So it's way cheaper than print, if you know what I mean. So
not to mention all that research that you did, saying that was it 70% of people read stuff and watch stuff on their phones?
Oh yeah, no, I was no, because I had a particular focus on because I was doing the YouTube campaign for the In Case You Missed It thing for the publisher. I was doing all of this research into social media cross promotion and all of that stuff. It was all quite fascinating. And yeah, I was just reading up, and I found out that over 70% of people watch what they watch on social media through their mobiles, and that something like 2 billion people use YouTube every month, but YouTube Shorts, for example, get over 15 billion views a day. So if you're looking for a promotion strategy, Kai, I'd suggest going there because it's quite valuable.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. It was thanks to Sporking, actually. He got us to.
No. Honestly, I looked into it, and yeah, thanks to Scott from Sporking, because he got us onto YouTube Shorts and stuff. But hearing the proportional differences that, say, a normal YouTube video would get versus, say, a short, hearing the difference in view count is absolutely huge. And what I would advise is probably creating a series of shorts to promote to cross promote the longer form content on your channel, for example. That's what I would
That's
suggest.
what I was thinking. My little, what's it called? My little shorts of my little highlights of Late Night Delight.
Mhm.
I could turn if I cut them down a little bit. I could turn it into shorts.
Yeah, go nuts. Yeah, go for it. My advice is go for it, because reading those numbers is like, it's quite shocking how huge the difference is between an ordinary YouTube video and a short, because most people are watching their stuff on mobile. They're not sitting down for, oh, by the way, during this marketing campaign, I actually had to sit there and edit through videos that were nearly 2 hours long. I had about 5 of those to go through, and it was painful. So I'm telling you right now, you don't want to force your reader to sit there for 2 hours digging through content. You want to give it short form. Yeah, you want to give the important stuff. You want it short form, and you want people to be able to find what they need easily.
Because we're dealing with the TikTok generation here.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
short.
sorry.
Well, also just
Sorry.
generally, you're right. I'm on my phone a lot of the time. When I'm on, like, if I'm on Instagram, I'm on my phone. Unless I want to talk to somebody, then I'm on the messenger there. But hold on, I'm gonna catch up to the chat a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Chris Uncle, yes, I'm new. I'm shiny and new. Captain Finity turned me on to you. No, Kai, Twitter bad. Yeah, sorry, I just saw something really, really fucking dark. Really dark. When I opened up Twitter, it was the comment was like, "This is sick and twisted," and the headline was a lot, and then I read the subhead. Ooh, it was very murdery. It was a very sad, like the extra fucked up murdery. Friends, Cookie Cruncher Delight, how you doing, Erica Gardens? Thank you, Phil.
Don't
Gaming or
forget to
what?
hit the
How you
like button,
doing?
everybody. Hit the like button, everyone.
Thanks for the reminder. Sam, I think. Let me see.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
right.
Sam. You got it right.
It hardly matters. It hardly matters. Don't worry.
Chupacabra man, I like that photo of you. You look like superhero. Which photo? What? Oh, thank you. My habit. Yeah.
I was
Got
just gonna respond to Chris Longfellow here. One of the things that what's going on right now is that ordinary YouTube videos are on a different algorithm to YouTube Shorts, which is why there's such a huge disparity in view numbers. So they're basically on two different quote unquote channels. So if you release shorts to promote longer form content, you're actually cross promoting across two different algorithms, and you'll probably get some more interaction that way. So yeah, they're basically on two different wavelengths, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Because also they're trying to adapt to like what other people are doing, and that's what other people are doing.
Not to mention, I mean, it's all in relation to like the rising popularity of TikTok and shit, and YouTube basically wants to do their own thing with that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I still go to the library like a normal person, says gaming or what.
Print is still valuable, people. Print is still valuable. It's still a thing. We haven't reached
it's
that.
Honestly, if you want real information, you got to go to printed books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
and
old
we haven't yet reached, statistically, we haven't yet reached that point where digital and print media have intersected yet. Print media is still more popular than digital media, but it's getting to that point where it's about to cross over.
I like that. I think it should be that if you buy something physical, you should get a digital copy of it, like little link or download or something.
Well, nothing's wrong with releasing. I mean, do you? I don't mean to pry into your marketing plans. I'm just fascinated by the whole thing. Have you got ideas for like? Are you going to release things like audio samples or free samples of your work? You're going to record them yourself or something like that?
Well, I'm thinking of okay, so I want to start recording the audiobook. I'm thinking of doing that myself because I can do voices and I have a microphone and I can do all the things.
Great, that'll save you some money.
A lot of money.
Oh, tell me about it. I had to look into it, trust me.
Yeah, bro. Like and with the size of my book.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a job.
That's a lot. It's a lot. So it'll take a while if I'm doing it myself. And I've started doing monthly short stories on my website. So which I want to do audio recordings for also. So if
Yeah.
I can afford it in the near future to pay like Brightest Day to read my short stories, then I'll do that. But I need to get to those too. Shit, I forgot.
One
audio
man show.
samples.
One man show.
I do have
If
one man
if
show
Kai
audiobook.
releases an audiobook with music, he will have legitimate reason to charge more for it because it's an enhanced format. So
Hint,
if he
hint.
wants to do that, go for it.
If I did that, I would probably have different versions of the audiobook. I'd have like the basic audiobook, and then I'd have the immersive audiobook where there's music and like sound effects.
Well,
and
it's
stuff
it's an option because I don't know I don't think. Are you working through Amazon or anything like that?
Right. Yeah, right now I am.
Okay, because Amazon actually gives you the option to set your work at different price points, depending on what format it's in. So, for example, you might have a basic EPUB file, and you might be encouraged to set it at a particular price, but then you might have an enhanced ebook file, which you can set it a bit higher, and then so on. So it'll actually encourage you to set it at different price points.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, if I have a different versions of the same book, then they're each going to have their own ISBN, so I can set the price of each thing at its own bracket.
Yep, absolutely. And then of course, Amazon does like they actually have sales, don't they? If you subscribe to a particular service, they actually have they run sales, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. They do. Hold on, I gotta.
The only problem with
how
that,
big is
though,
your book? It's 567 pages.
It's a doorstopper.
It's a doorstopper. It's the kind of shit that you could hold in front of somebody and punch them and to not leave.
Can I just answer that question? How big is your book? Big enough to be worth reading. So.
Thank you. It's the thing is with big books, I have trouble getting into them, so this one was made for people like me. Three dudes with mohawks. Notice we first think, this is going to be difficult. Yeah. You always think. I actually thought when I was writing my book, it wasn't going to be as. I was like, so I gotta do that. I'll be fine. It's not that much work.
One man show. That's actually true. I looked into that this semester. If you're working through Amazon, they have a very rigid thing that you have to operate within their system. So for example, it's great for new writers. So if you're a new writer that's just releasing work, having that targeted method of distribution and promotion is really good. But when you're actually when you're a seasoned writer and when you've written several works, having that limited pool, so to speak, from which to market and promote your work is actually a disadvantage to you. So it's actually great if you're a new writer, but not so great if you've got lots of work to promote because it's limiting you.
Well, I would still recommend people just go to Boker and get their own ISBN.
Yeah, go
nuts. Because then Amazon owns the distribution rights, they own the copyright.
Yep, exactly.
And so
they own the right to distribute your work.
Yeah. And you see what they're doing with Lord of the Rings.
It's a bit of a pain in the ass. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's actually beneficial if you're a new writer to operate within that system. But if you've got lots of books and you're a seasoned writer and you've got a name for yourself, it can actually be a disadvantage to you. But yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to bore people shitless with publishing talk, but hey ho.
Well, people are tuning in. I mean, I guess that's the thing with publishing and books and some things you don't really hear about how they work.
Well,
you go, wait, keep going.
Honestly, working through the publisher that I worked with this semester, it was a huge. I mean, I know it's only a small publisher, but it was a huge insight into how things operate. And suffice it to say, it's a lot more complicated than I think a lot of writers on this side of the fence really realize it is. But yeah, it was very fascinating. Sorry?
On the publishing side, you're saying?
Yeah, on the publishing side, it's kind of more complicated. Yeah.
Like how? Like what's how? Like let's say, as me as an indie publisher, what would I not understand about the?
Well, it depends. As I said, it depends on what you're it depends on you're looking at, because in the sense of working with a publisher, you're dealing with a lot of moving parts, right? So you've got people like the senior editor who has to be in touch with social media. Social media has to be in touch with people like designers. They have to be in direct contact with the authors. So there's all these constant moving parts that they have to negotiate. Now, if you're working on your own, like if you're self-published, you have to do this all by yourself, right? Yeah. And in many ways, like if you can, go for it, because I would actually, honestly, I'd recommend going indie, quite frankly. The way things are going at the moment, go indie. But yeah, with all the on the publishing side of things, it's kind of more complicated because you have to juggle other people, if you know what I mean. So you have to
it's like working on a team as opposed to being like the source of everything and then just outsourcing specifically the things that you need and putting it together.
Exactly. And you have to get people, for example, we were using this project management software and we were doing all of this stuff, and we were having to kind of organize everything to a very sort of strict timetable and things like that. And of course, when I was with the publisher, I was doing all of that kind of stuff. So when I was project lead for the In Case You Missed It YouTube campaign for a bunch of online literary events, I was also working on an online event for a book of poetry. So I was working on that as well, developing a run sheet, and I ended up presenting the event. And then, of course, on top of that, I was also responsible for proofreading a novella that's actually coming out next year. So I had multiple roles to do all at the same time. So I have to negotiate many things at the same time. Whereas if you're an indie publisher, you can kind of outsource what you need to do, and you can kind of organize things by yourself. But you have to rely on others when you're working as a team.
Yeah, that's what makes making movies and games so complicated. One of the biggest elements of it is that. But games are harder to make than movies, though.
Oh, and changing schedules was a tricky one as well. Sometimes things get dropped. Sometimes things get dropped. Sometimes things will be added onto your list. And it anyway, but yeah, I would suggest, honestly, if you can do it and you've got that kind of business brain and you can do all of that stuff, and if you can manage it yourself, and if you're really good at planning, go nuts.
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot this first year. Of like the first year and a half, and I'm coming up on. No, I'm at 2 years now. That's right. It's October. That's 2 years now since I published it, and
given that most businesses these days have an online component, you know how everything's going digital. A lot of the stuff, what I've found is a lot of the stuff can be done at relative low cost as well. So if you can do it yourself, you know, without spending any money or outsourcing or anything like that, do it. You know, if you can design your own social media copy or your Instagram stories or anything like that, and you can make it look fancy and professional, do it. You know? Yeah.
I agree. I always encourage people to go off on their own, to do their own thing, to team up with people who have skills they don't, etc. So hold on. Laszlo Panaflex says, the trick is soaking a book in water, freezing it. Then you have a proper bludgeon weapon. That's great. Elroy, then divide 500 by 365. That's true. You could just read 2-3 pages at a time. Some of the chapters are just 1 to 2 pages long. The average is 8, so it's not that. It's pretty easy to get through. It is not boring. Kai has a book, and you are also talented and clever. It gives me hope that art will survive in the hands of caring people. Thank you, Chris Longfellow. I like that you're on the big picture there. Sorry, Sam.
Oh, it was very nice of Chris. Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Quite kind. But since I guess we probably shouldn't stay on just publishing the whole time, I do have something here that I think we might find interesting. Son of a bitch! I forgot about this. There we go. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. But let me play a little something before we hop into something new. Go. Little
I
palate
love that
cleanser.
one.
I love that video.
All right, so an underground ocean. Scientists discover water deep within Earth. Let's zoom in a little bit. An international research team led by Goethe University professor analyzes diamond inclusions. Did one of you guys want to read this, or you want me to truck ahead?
I can do it if you want me to.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, I'm just zooming in a bit for myself. Okay, and you've already read the headline. So, an international
go.
research team led by a Goethe University professor analyzes diamond inclusions. An inclusion is essentially a bubble, by the way. The
Inside
boundary
a
layer.
diamond.
Yeah, like a bubble. Yeah. The boundary layer between the upper and lower mantles of the Earth is known as the transition zone, or TZ. It is located between 410 and 660 kilometers, between 255 and 410 miles under the surface. The olive green mineral olivine, commonly known as peridot, which makes up around 70% of the Earth's upper mantle, changes its crystalline structure at extreme pressure of up to 23,000 bar in the TZ. At a depth of around 410 kilometers, 255 miles, at the upper edge of the transition zone, it changes into a denser Wadsleyite.
It's
And
as good a guess as any.
Yeah, I'm just guessing here. And at a depth of 520 kilometers, 320 miles, it transforms into even denser ringwoodite. That's a weird word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall I press on?
These are all weird. Like the deeper into the earth you go, the weirder the words get. So
Okay. Shall I press on?
yes.
Okay, these mineral transformations greatly hinder the movements of rock in the mantle, explains Professor Frank Brenker from the Institute for Geosciences at Goethe University in Frankfurt. For example, mantle plumes, rising columns of hot rock from the deep mantle, sometimes stop directly below the transition zone. The movement of mass in the opposite direction also comes to standstill. This must be a translated article, I'm guessing. Brenker says subducting plates often have difficulty in breaking through the entire transition zone. So there's a whole graveyard of such plates in this zone underneath Europe.
It might just be a typo. They just forgot the A. Because everything's pretty competent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's better than like blatant typos.
True.
So if you want, I'll take over for a minute.
Yeah, go now.
However, until now, it was not known that the long-term effects of sucking material into the transition zone were on its geochemical composition and whether larger quantities of water existed there. Brenker explains the subducting slabs also carry deep sea sediments piggyback into the Earth's interior. These sediments can hold large quantities of water and CO2, but until now it was unclear just how much enters the transition zone in the form of more stable hydrous minerals and carbonates. And it was therefore also unclear whether large quantities of water really are stored there. Hold on. Let me see. It's a little deeper than I want to go. Let me see what we can. So much so that transition could hypothetically absorb 6 times the quantity of water in the oceans. Okay, yeah. Let's keep it going. The current circumstances would undoubtedly favor this. The thick minerals Wadsleyite and ringwoodite can hold significant amounts of water, unlike olivine at lower depths. So much so that the transition zone could hypothetically absorb 6 times the quantity of water in our oceans. So we know that the boundary layer has an enormous capacity for storing water. However, we didn't know whether it actually did so. The answer has now been provided by an international study. The research team analyzed a diamond from Botswana, Africa. It originated at a depth of 660 kilometers directly at the interface between the transition zone and the lower mantle, where the dominant mineral is ringwoodite. Diamonds from this location are very rare, even among the extremely rare diamonds of super deep origin, which account for just 1% of all diamonds. The studies found that the stone had a high water content due to the presence of many ringwoodite inclusions. The study team was also able to establish the chemical composition of the stone. It was exactly the same as that of virtually every fragment of mantle rock found in basalts anywhere in the world. This show that the diamond definitely came from a normal piece of the Earth's mantle. Hold on. Hydrous wood for detected diamonds. Okay, I'm going to skip that one. The transition zone's high water content has far-reaching consequences for the dynamic situation inside of Earth. What this leads to can be seen, for example, in the hot mantle plumes coming from below, which get stuck in the transition zone there. They heat up in the water-rich transition zone, which in turn leads to the formation of new, smaller mantle plumes that absorb water stored in the transition zone. So if we've got like a whole layer of Earth underneath us that it's rock, but it's absorbed. Is it rock or is it like a layer of ocean pretty much? Because it's absorbed 6 times the amount of water that we have, that the ocean has. That's nuts.
It's pretty insane, isn't it?
Yeah. Rock masses in this part of the Earth's mantle are no longer tough overall, which gives mass movements to dynamism. The transition zone otherwise acts as a barrier. Dynamics there suddenly becomes a driver of global material circulation. So so we could have said a whole layer of Earth's like crust and its layers could be just pure water. And if we've got at the core a lot of heat heating up that water, that explains how water rises up like rivers inside the Earth rise up to the top of mountains and then come down there, like come downstream. It makes more sense. You guys not have any thoughts on geology?
Not a lot. Science is really not my strong point. I did
Most of it just goes over my head, but
as I said, I did a teaching contract. I did a teaching contract once for the science class, and it nearly broke my brain.
All right. Don't do something different.
The thing is, it all makes sense. I mean, the whole point, is that the Earth's core is molten, so pretty much anything below the crust is moving. So, and it needs to move as well. So,
makes more sense that we're on we're kind of floating on something.
Yeah.
Hey, Tina, good morning. Mwah! It's a pleasure to have you back. Such a lovely lady, always coming here to say hi and starting her day off with us. I am flattered. It's great to see you. Do you always eat the same kind of cookies? Not always, but I'm out of cookies right now. I think I may have one left. Hey, Aiken. Let me see. Can you imagine the boiling temperatures of water that deep? That's true. It's probably pretty hot. Global warming explains everything. Makes the Earth sound like a huge septic tank. How is it like a huge septic tank? All that stuff is being reprocessed and ground up into the I guess to some degree, there's kind of a layer of that, right? No, nothing from you guys.
I'm just leaving it to you, I think.
All right, let's switch it up then. Yakuza Like a Dragon producer says the game was really, really inspired by One Piece. Do you guys watch One Piece?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Oh, okay. Have you read it? The manga?
No.
I've only seen the anime.
All right. I haven't read the manga either, but I figured if you guys hadn't watched it, you could read it. But is this guy, what's it called? A producer, Ryu ga Gotoku, studio head Masayoshi Yokoyama has revealed One Piece to be one of the game's biggest influences, saying its cast was effectively based on Luffy and his crew. So I'm not really going to read the whole thing, but bruh, this guy he was like, yo, I'm just going to make like a bitch.
Bloody ads.
I know, right? So this is all, they're very much supposed to be Luffy and his crew. So there's a lot of Like I talk about how much I love One Piece and how great it is, but there's a lot of influence from One Piece that people don't see, like all around us. And this is one of those things. It's been around long enough that now there are people who have been a fan for a long time making their own stuff. Sigh, One Piece. Hey, Eve. Bet that old man can do some serious whispering of sweet nothings into a lucky lady's ear. Pick me, pick me. I'm I tried thinking of a sweet nothing to throw out there right now, but I couldn't think of anything. I guess I'm not in the right headspace for that. But if I do think of something, Eve, I'll switch over to the old man and I'll show you some love. All right, guys. All right. You motherfuckers have to have an opinion on this one. Watchmen creator Alan Moore disowned HBO's Watchmen, told showrunner never to contact him. This is embarrassing to me.
Oh, good God.
Yeah?
I think that's friggin' hilarious. Considering that Alan Moore's gone a bit crazy lately.
How's he gone crazy?
Oh, he's just gone a bit,
Much like a lot of creative types, they're all a bit loony left.
In that way.
Yeah, that way. But it seems there is still yet hope.
Yes. After hearing this, I thought, ha ha ha.
That there is indeed a line that can be crossed.
Yeah, exactly. And I just thought that's hilarious.
It's maybe it's one of those things that even Alan Moore, with his perspectives and attitudes and knowledge, even he can fall prey to enough propaganda if you don't go out on your own and
well, exactly
and challenge your perspectives.
Hearing this is like, oh, there's definitely a line that can be crossed. And I thought, people are now, and I think this is a good thing. I think people are now reaching that point where it's like, okay, I've had enough of this shit, and this is getting old, so to speak.
It's time to actually get creative and start making money.
Yeah, exactly, so to speak.
Mm.
But no, I think that's good.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I love. Let's read it. I'm gonna let you guys read it because it's funny when you hear these fucking douchebag in his email. All right, Watchmen creator Alan Moore revealed to GQ magazine that he disowned HBO's. Let's take turns with each paragraph. That he disowned HBO's Emmy-winning adaptation of his graphic novel, and told the showrunner never to contact him. Moore did not cite the showrunner by name, although Damon Lindelof served in that role. According to Moore, I like how they're like, he didn't name him, but this is who he's talking about. According to Moore, the showrunner sent him a letter during the HBO show's development and wrote, "Dear Mr. Moore, I am one of the bastards currently destroying Watchmen." All right. Nick, you want to take the next one?
Yep.
Nick,
that wasn't the best opener, Moore said of the showrunner letter. It went on through a lot of what seems to me neurotic rambling. Can you at least tell us how to pronounce Ozymandias? I got back with a very abrupt and probably hostile reply, telling him that I thought that Warner Brothers were aware that they, nor any of their employees, shouldn't contact me again for any reason.
Ouch. Okay. Moore continued, I explained that I had disowned the work in question, and partly that was because the film industry and the comics industry seemed to have created things that had nothing to do with my work. Burn, but which would be associated with it in the public mind. I said, look, this is embarrassing to me. I don't want anything to do with you or your show. Please don't bother me again.
Watchmen ended up being a critical smash hit for HBO when it aired its 9 episodes in fall 2019. The series, led by Regina King, was nominated for 26 Primetime Emmy Awards and won 11 prizes, including Outstanding Limited Series. Moore was baffled by the show's acclaim.
When I saw the television industry awards that the Watchmen television show had apparently won, I thought, oh God, perhaps a large part of the public, this is what they think Watchmen was. They think that it was a dark, gritty, dystopian superhero franchise that was something to do with white supremacism. Moore said, did they not understand Watchmen? Watchmen was nearly 40 years ago and was relatively simple in comparison with a lot of my later work. We are What are the chances that they broadly understood anything since? This tends to make me feel less than fond of those works. They mean a bit less in my heart.
Moore did not watch HBO's Watchmen, nor has he watched any film or television based on his work. As he told GQ, I would be the last person to want to sit through any adaptations of my work. From what I've heard of them, it would be enormously punishing. Ouch. It would be torturous and for no very good reason.
For anyone not like Moore who wants to watch HBO's Watchmen, you're probably not watching this show. So
And, that last paragraph right there is an exercise in damage control.
yeah, exactly. That's a quick like, hey, if you wanna, if you have an open mind and you're not a jackass, watch the show. But yeah, I love that he actually came out and said something. Finally.
Well, that's the thing. Honestly, how would you be? I think it was Bellitzeri, I think, on Twitter, who said, how would you be if somebody had so-called adapted your work and they had ended up bastardizing all of your characters, the themes you tried to explore, all of that shit they'd completely shat on? How would you feel, honestly?
Yeah, it's
Quite
Man
frankly,
on
I'd be
Fire.
livid.
Have you seen that movie Man on Fire?
With Denzel Washington?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would find that guy. I'd be like, they took my baby. I'll get him.
Oh, good grief, honestly.
Yeah, and like I don't get how Alan fucking Moore doesn't understand those awards are they're a circle jerk, and they're
of course they are.
They're just circle jerk, and they're bought and paid for. That's all it is.
Absolutely. And it is definitely possible to buy one of those awards simply by going to lunch with one of the producers. Or possibly doing something else with the producers, if you catch my drift.
Or donating, maybe, or stuff like that.
Donating something, if you catch my drift.
Let me that's why I like this here. Critical smash hit. Yeah, that's why I said it with an absurd announcer voice, because it was not. Oh my god. Such damage control though. So HBO's Watchmen, not even a bad joke. As the old man says, it's good to be remembered. I don't know about that. Sometimes I'd rather someone not remember me. Sometimes I'm somewhere and some guy says, hey, don't you owe me $100? And I say, what? And I piss myself and pretend I don't know what's going on. Good on Alan Moore. That show was a steaming pile. Or critical smash hit. Yes, I felt like delivering a critical smashing hit to whoever was responsible for producing that volcanic garbage. Did it? I thought it was crap. It was crap. It didn't get that much love. Just from the awards. You thought correctly. Nowadays, I'm not sure that I'd take a movie deal.
Oh, hell no. As I said, if anyone particularly with my work, I can only speak for myself, but if someone like Netflix or Amazon or whoever came forward and said, we want to adapt one of your books, I'd say, hell no. Hell no. You guys aren't getting your mitts on it for love nor money. Piss off.
Yeah. Dude, fuck that. Dude, don't let them anywhere near this shit.
No,
Now's not the time to get your work adapted by Hollywood. No. I would rather my work be adapted by Bollywood at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There would be a dance scene, like a dance number, a coordinated dance number that I didn't write into my book, and I'd be okay with it. That's fine. Everything else is accurate. But we even got a white protagonist.
Honestly, Bollywood in space sounds pretty awesome.
Bollywood in what?
Bollywood in space sounds pretty awesome. Just go nuts.
Oh yeah, dude. What? That sounds badass. Fucking in Bollywood in space. There's got to be some kind of Bollywood in space movie.
I have to look.
If not, I'm sure we could Kickstarter one. Volcanic garbage.
Indie films are a thing.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like we'd have to work with people from India and like do the whole thing. May I use, because I wouldn't know how to write a Bollywood movie. I could try, but it wouldn't be Bollywood. What kind of garbage? May I use that phrase? A couple of things in my world do not have proper uncurse words to be called. That will be most fitting. Feel free. Circle jerk or paid for? Come on, Kai. Which is it? It could be both. You know? What if you have a producer that's like, man, I don't know. This guy paid for it, but that guy gave me a hell of a BJ. Y'all know what this means. It's a coin flip.
Oh, dear.
If Henry Cavill was playing the protagonist, dancing as you're getting away from aliens.
Well, look, it's not impossible. I mean, there's an Australian cricketer down here. His name is Brett Lee, right? He's about as white as anything. He's blonde. He's tanned. He's about as white as you can get, and he actually stars in Bollywood movies, and he's a cricketer. So it's like nothing's impossible, man.
He's a cricketer?
Yeah, he plays cricket. He's a cricketer, and he's actually really popular in Bollywood movies. It's quite a turn up for the books, I can tell you.
That's funny. What the fuck?
But you know that they love him by all accounts.
Sorry, come again?
As I said, India loves him by all accounts, and I think it's just it's you know, never say never with that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you I mean, like sometimes people go to other places assuming those places, the people there think certain things, and then they find out that's not the case at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep, you got to.
I thought I would have more trouble because of whatever, and people go, "We don't care about that."
Yeah, you got to abandon your preconceived notions and all of that.
Yeah, people that live elsewhere don't think the way people think where you live. So taking that mentality to somewhere else, you realize, it doesn't work. They don't even look at it that way. Yeah, Aussie cricketers are popular in India.
Cricket's a big thing in India, so yeah.
Yeah, cricket is huge in India. What's funny is cricket is big in India because it was their way of sticking it to the British. They were like, fuck the British. We're going to beat them at their own game. We're going to get really good at their stupid fucking stick and ball game, and we're going to fucking win. Looks like a thinner butter dude. Do you guys know what she's talking about with the butter dude?
I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, so you guys don't... I guess you guys haven't been here on my show when I play this one. But, fuck it. I'll play it. Let's see. Well, I mean, yeah. All right. Let's have fun with it. Enjoy, y'all.
You're the reason why I am my way. You're the reason why I rip my
I saw this one.
Why I eat the buffet. Butter. You got your very own kind of nice. We all live inside a butter world. Oh, butter.
Boop.
I just I don't even know what to say to that.
I know that one.
Yeah, I know the one, and it just I can't even.
You know, I'm really surprised he. Hopefully, he gets some form of music deal because he's not actually bad.
He's good, man. He belts that shit. It's awesome.
I mean, hell, there are TikTokers and everything who do parody songs, and even they're coming out with albums.
Yeah, go nuts. That's what I said. Do
Yeah,
it.
do it.
Dude,
Monetize it.
that's why I tell people just go out there and have fun and make shit. And if it hits, like, you can turn that into something. Probably beat up half the coast in a cocaine whiskey fueled rampage. You think Ezra Miller could beat people up? He used to play the Let's Cast the Movie Deal game when I'd finish a new manuscript. I don't do that anymore. Yeah, there's definitely, like, do you guys do that at all? Like, imagine actors or certain people as characters when you're writing?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do.
It kind of helps, right?
But the thing is, I can't get too attached because most of the people I pick probably by the time I get done, I'm really slow. I'm slower than George R. Martin, who's writing Game of Thrones, right? So by the time I've chosen an actor, by the time if they're in their 20s or 30s, by the time I'm done, they're probably in their 50s. So it's way too late.
Yeah, dude, I hear you. They're like, I don't want to. If I adapt anything of mine, I don't want it to, like, from Space Crime. I don't want it to be until at least book 3 is done, because by the time book 3 is done, four is written, 5 is outlined, 6 is planned out. So I'm good there. But
wise move.
Downside, what's it called? Yeah, the actors thing. I was imagining certain people, certain characters, and now I'm like, how long did that take me? How many more do I have to do? Oh shit! All these motherfuckers are gonna be dead. I really hope, like, if ever my shit gets adapted, I want Danny DeVito to play the guy that I imagined him as. Like, damn it, he's fucking Danny DeVito. So if it's not Danny DeVito, I'm gonna be very sad.
As I said, can't get too attached because ultimately, if you get too attached, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. At some point, you just go, fuck it. Just animate it. I don't care. Draw me Danny DeVito. Draw
honestly, the way things are going at the moment, graphic novel adaptations and all of that stuff seemed like a viable option, you know?
Yeah.
You know, illustrated editions, that kind of thing, you know?
Well, what, of books?
I mean, you can have, you know, your book written and then you have illustrations, like maybe one each chapter or something, or, you know, one each every couple of chapters, you know, just as a, you know, if you're looking to do bonus editions or something like that. But you might have to.
I was actually thinking of doing that with my book, but, like, then once I was done with not even that, with all the other shit, I was like, nah, it's good. It doesn't need it.
See, that's a little
people
goal
use
that
their
I'd actually set
imagination.
myself. Yeah, that
what?
one day. Yeah, it's a goal that I've set for myself that one day I want at least one of my books to be illustrated, a la, you know, like a Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones book.
Yeah, just to have some kind of a few artwork scattered in the middle.
Yeah,
you know. I think that'd be cool.
What is it? Reminds me of my friend Frank. What is this? If you want Danny DeVito, you need limoncello? What does that mean?
isn't it meant to be limoncello? It's a drink.
Limoncello is a drink.
Yeah, limoncello.
Yeah, it's like lemon flavored alcohol.
Oh, like Mike's Hard Lemonade. All right. Do you guys like archaeology and shit?
To an extent, as long as it doesn't break my brain.
What's that saying? I have a modest appreciation.
What about this? 10 abandoned ancient places.
Go
This
for
is
it.
photoshopped. Clearly photoshopped.
Yeah.
This is photoshopped. Not a real place here. What? It doesn't even make sense. Look at that. The fuck is that? There's a wall up against the rock face, and there's just a little out. Like, what are you protecting here? What is this?
Yeah, of all things,
it's not
that
even
wall
connected.
should go right round.
Yeah, this is stupid. But let's see what this is about. Oh, it's a fucking video. Okay, I didn't realize that. This is kind of lame. Let's see if that's a real thing. The one that's on the thing. I don't
I
think it
mean, we
is.
can see bits and pieces of places that look like Petra.
There's all
I've
kinds of.
seen-
I mean, none of this is really new.
Not really.
I mean,
no.
we could go over it if you want. Never mind. This isn't what I was expecting. I was expecting an article with like a list of stuff. This is an article with a fucking YouTube video.
That's cheating.
That's cheating.
Sit down and do the writing, bitch. Which is a bit,
What the
it's a
fuck?
bit ironic anyway, because they probably scripted the damn video so they could at least include the bloody transcript.
Yeah, right? Well, fuck this.
Oh, bugger.
Uh,
well.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a disappointment. So you guys don't. So what do you mean about breaking your brain? Or do you guys not really do too much research into like hidden ancient knowledge and stuff?
No, not really. I mean, the last time I watched a bloody physics documentary, that nearly killed me. I was nearly bleeding from my ears. That was physics is not my
Our area is more mythology.
Yeah, I love mythology and all of that stuff.
Lore and mythology? Or, what? Did you say lore and mythology or Norse mythology?
No. Love mythology. I love mythology.
Oh, I love mythology. Oh, okay. You guys specialize in any ones in particular?
Oh, I'll read anything really.
So Eve, the McCabes are from Australia. If that's what you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
If that's who these dudes are.
Well, I suppose if
My
I were
crotch's
to
name.
pin something down, I love Greek mythology, and Sam has a thing for Indonesian mythology.
Oh, Indonesian mythology is great. It's so creepy. I love it. It's like
Really?
pure horror movie stuff. It's fantastic. Aiken, Queensland. We're in Queensland, East Coast.
Cat name is Anubis. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, and I also like Egyptian mythology as well.
Yeah, Egyptian is pretty cool. But yeah, Indonesian mythology is where it's at for me. Partly because I studied the language for long enough, so I thought better do some reading. I did whole study on things like in the language they call it cerita rakyat, which is basically folk stories and things like that. It was a whole unit that I did in university, and it's like I fell in love with it because they got some creepy shit. And it's kind of like the stuff you'd find on the creepypasta kind of level. And it's like, yeah, some of the stuff in Indonesian mythology is pretty good.
I'm not too familiar with Indonesian mythology. I know this one creature. So in this show Grimm, they did like a Filipino demon thing that like preys on pregnant women or something like that. And they had like a long tongue.
Yeah.
And then
in Tagalog they probably call it a manananggal, but it's in Indonesia it's called something different. It's called a palasik. And it basically it's kind of like a Southeast Asian version of a vampire. It basically laps up the blood of pregnant women and basically eats babies, and it is capable of detaching itself from the head, right? And basically it flies around at night, trailing its entrails and God knows what else. And by morning it has to return to its body so it can basically walk around in the disguise of a beautiful human. DJ Lewis, Kali is from Hindu mythology, so you'd find some of that in Bali, perhaps. but
where there's
not-
a big was it Hindu not Hindu
yeah,
population?
where it's majority Hindu in Bali, but the rest of Indonesia is majority Muslim. So you're going to get a mix of folklore there. The way Indonesia works is basically because they've had the influence of Islam and Arabic trade and all of that stuff. You've got a lot of Islamic influence, but prior to Arabic trade in the history, there is the Indonesian brand of animism, which is basically the belief in spirits, that everything has a spirit, rivers, trees, and so on. So you've got the Indonesian version of animism, and then you've also got the whole concept of like witch doctors and all of that kind of stuff, and shamanism and all that kind of stuff that kind of blends in with the whole Islamic influence. So it's quite a fascinating point of study.
Yeah, kind of like I feel like Africa and Southeast Asia are where animism still kind of lives and thrives. So there are two regions.
I'm pretty sure
like
there's a little bit of animism in Native American cultures as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
definitely.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I totally spaced
And
on that.
perhaps in certain was it South American as well?
It's kind of different with Native Americans. It's because it's no, there is because there's the transforming into, you can transform into yeah. Okay, no, you're right. I was thinking more like about how spirits work and stuff. But yeah.
I've just sent you an image, Kai, in the chat.
Let me see.
In the in the late night delight stuff.
Yeah.
Should give you an idea of what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I've seen this thing. I mean, like, I've seen it depicted.
Yeah, it's pretty grim, but yeah. Yeah, that's Palasic. Basically,
oh, hey, it's my ex-wife. How you doing, you bitch?
And basically, the only way you can kill it, at least according to some accounts, is by hammering a nail through the top of its head.
The only way?
The only way you can kill it is by hammering a nail through the top of its head.
Yeah, I said that's the only way. Like, really? That's...
Yeah. So instead of, like a vampire, how you go stake through the heart, right? Well, in this case, it's a nail through the top of the head.
All right.
And naturally, like most Asian spirits, they fear daylight. So naturally, yeah. During the daytime, you're safe.
Well, why would something that ugly want to come out during the day? You ever been to a club?
That's the catch, Kai. It's not ugly during the day.
Well, quiet you. Yeah, it's like beautiful during the day, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like it's an ordinary human or a beautiful lady generally.
No, I don't think spirit and soul are different. Yes, I do believe everything has spirit, or some degree of it. It's essentially, consciousness is everything. There's different levels of consciousness, and then that is the spirit is kind of tied to that, So, like, let's say if me as me, if I were to like be able to break off like a little piece of me and turn it into like a fly, then that'd be, because I don't need that much consciousness for like a little thing, I mean, that's how I kind of picture it. But yeah, everything has spirit. Essentially, the universe is an object-oriented program. Everything is an object. So they really do fear the carpenter. Jesus took a trip. The 30 years he was gone, he went to Asia. The shit ton of nails. Oh, the adventures of Jesus between 12 and 36 when he was kicking paranormal ass in Asia. Came back with superpowers. Asia has some like really like gruesome.
Yeah, actually, if you
Shit.
want to get it, if you want to, I don't know if you guys have it over there, but if you want to get into some of that, there's a show. It's in English, so you don't have to worry. It's in English, so there's a show called Half Worlds, right? And it's directed by Joko Anwar, and basically it explores all of that kind of stuff from like it's set in modern day Jakarta, and it's basically this kind of supernatural story, this kind of urban, this gritty sort of urban fantasy kind of thing, where you're dealing with ordinary people, but you're also dealing with the Demit, which is basically the Indonesian spirit world. So you've got all the Indonesian supernatural creatures wandering around modern day Jakarta doing all of their business. And it's actually quite a cool show. There's 2 series of it. The first series is set in Jakarta, and the second series, I believe, is set in Bangkok in Thailand.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yep, and it's in English, so it's all good. So if you can find it, it was released originally by HBO Asia. So
why doesn't HBO just put it on HBO?
well, I think they did. I mean, it's a few years old by now. I think they did, but it was actually pretty good when it was out.
What was it called?
Half Worlds.
Half World.
Half Worlds, yeah.
All right.
Hang on.
Half World.
I'll see if I can get a picture of it for you.
Is it based on a book?
No, it's just a show. Let's see.
Half Worlds plural. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And one word. One world.
Yeah,
Half
one world.
Worlds.
Yeah.
Half Worlds. Dark fantasy thriller television series produced and created by HBO Asia. Set in present day Southeast Asia.
Yeah, pretty much. The first series is set in Jakarta, second series in Bangkok.
All right. Oh, it's on Hulu.
There you go. You might be able to watch it. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's if you're that's if you're interested. I'm not going to force anyone to watch it, but you know, I'd recommend it. It's quite interesting for itself.
Fucking DJ Lewis. Good thing it's in English, huh, Kai? Yeah, because I if I'm trying to watch something and work at the same time, I can't be reading subtitles. So, yeah, because I really like that show Grimm. Have you guys ever seen Grimm?
Yeah, I've seen a bit of Grimm. Yeah, I actually quite liked it.
Yeah. Sorry, it sounded like you were going to say more.
No, I actually quite liked it. From what I've seen, I thought it was quite good. It's mainly based on like, well, it's a mix of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's like a cop show and a paranormal show, and
yeah,
it's got some drama, some comedy.
I like that kind of stuff. I quite like a bit of police procedural, so it's kind of where it's at for me. So, and I like that kind of mythological angle, so that works for me too.
What I love about the show is that the main character is like overpowered in that he's a Grimm. He hunts down these supernatural creatures. He's also a cop. So like even in the human world, if he says stop, freeze, you're like, shit. I have to pretend I am scared out of my mind right now. This guy's gonna kill me. It's like it's so brutal. They're so fucked no matter what. Like, look, hey, buddy, I'm a cop. You have to cooperate. Fucking Grimm, you son of a bitch.
Sorry, I just remembered a small detail. I just remembered that one of the characters in Half Worlds, just a small little detail. I know the actress Adinia Wirasti. She actually goes around. She's basically a Palasic, so she goes around sucking people's blood and going after pregnant women. But she actually wears like an Assassin's Creed style hood. So I thought that's kind of cool. Like it's literally like one of those white hoods with the little peaked cap.
Yeah.
And I thought that's kind of cool. It makes her look a bit iconic. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Who is this?
One of the characters. I'll see if I can get a picture. Hang on.
Oh, okay. One Man Show says his sister enjoyed Grimm. I thought it was rather meh, but she would growl and glower if I even suggested watching anything else. It's it definitely had its like it was one of those shows that I could see not having like a mass popularity. It's good, but it's not like amazing. It's kind of hits that level where it could reach a wide audience, but it's also kind of its own niche. I really like the way they ended the show. That was fucking clever and really well done. I don't think you guys are there yet, huh? You guys haven't finished the show.
Which show's this? Sorry.
Grimm?
No, we haven't finished it yet. No.
Oh, okay. I love the way they ended it. The way they played, the way they did the like mythology and the real world thing. The way they mixed that was really nice. It was just really well written, and it was made to be fun and made with a lot of love for mythology. And they did mythology from around the world, which is freaking great.
Mm-hmm. I love it when they explore things that most people haven't heard of before. I think it's quite interesting. I've sent an image of the character Nadia to the Late Night Delight chat.
All right. I see. So that's her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she basically wears this kind of Assassin's Creed style hood, and she goes around attacking people, and it's kind of awesome. And they're all kind of, all the demit, which is basically the Indonesian word for like monster / spirit / the equivalent of that word. And they're basically scheming, and they're trying to get one over on the humans because there's this massive mysterious event coming up that they're trying to avoid and make sure goes their way rather than the humans' way. I won't go into too much. I won't go into too much detail, but suffice
just like in real life.
Yeah, suffice it to say, there's a lot of plotting and scheming, and they've all got their own agendas, and I think it's quite good.
All right. I've got it written down here so I can check it out later. Mm-hmm. It's a common misconception that Jesus was a carpenter. He was known as a worker of wood, aka life force energy magic, hence all the healing abilities and miracles he performed. Well, but worker of wood, aka life force energy magic.
Well, it really depends. Back then, what probably when they say worker of wood, they probably means worker of anything that is living. Plants, people, animals, all that.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd read that as worker of wood. I'd probably read it as a carpenter myself, but it depends on your interpretation of the words, really.
Because I could see that being for the region, because it's like a woodworker, a metal worker, a metalsmith, things like that, like life force energy magic. But that's the thing, that all came later once he had like here's the thing, Laszlo. Why can't it be both? How do you know that growing up? Because back then, think about the time period. Back then, growing up, you learned to do a trade growing up. You didn't like go to school and come back and like, hey, what'd you learn about the history of Samaria? I learned that when we attacked No, they didn't do that shit. Like, hey, what grade did you get on the history of fucking Rome today? Like, I gotta be. You're a fucking disgrace. They didn't do that. You learned how to be a functional person in society. And so at 12, 13, you're helping in the shop or in the wherever you're at. Like, you're helping. You've been helping for years already. So he could have been a very competent carpenter. Could have been a worker of wood, in the traditional 3D sense. And then he goes on his journey that takes him out of the Bible for a little bit. The Bible says, so we're just going to pick up over here after he's been anointed with the Christ consciousness, and we're going to pick up the story there. And then we get the rest of the story. So then he comes back a healer and all this other stuff. So it could have been both, Laszlo. I liked Grimm. Right, Kitty Bear? Wasn't it fun? And I could sit with my wife and watch Better Than Vampire Derpies. Yeah, for real. There's a lot of those shows, the paranormal shows that I'm like, bro, this is for chicks. Like, this is just dumb. The mythology's not even accurate. Not Grimm, though.
Some of it's a bit rough. But I don't expect much of it. If it's on the CW, I don't expect much.
I like that the CW, they got pretty much bought out by an up-and-coming broadcasting company here in the United States, and they did a survey of their viewers, and they found out that their average viewer is around 50 years old, not a teenager like they were aiming for.
No wonder they're failing the network.
So they're
and this is especially ironic. And this is especially ironic given that I recently found out that our father is watching Pennyworth, and he's 70. So
what?
He's watching. Our father is watching Pennyworth, right?
What the fuck is Pennyworth?
It's about Batman's Alfred.
No.
Yeah, there's a show on the CW called Pennyworth. Yeah, because his name is Alfred Pennyworth, right? Unless I'm going mad. Yeah, so there's a show on the CW called Pennyworth, and our dad is watching that, and he's like 70, 69, right? So yeah, CW really needs to do some market analysis, I think.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing that. They're shuffling things around right now. And that's why when I thought when we heard about, let's say, Babylon 5 being purchased, being remade, I was like, that's bad news. But it's been remade with the original creator at the helm, J. Michael Straczynski. I said, oh, that's good.
When you see that the original
but it's on the CW.
Is at the helm, when you see that it's the original creators at the helm, that's generally a good sign.
Yeah, generally a good sign, but it was going to be on the CW, so I was like, that's weird. I don't understand how these can both be happening. Then I learned that about how they got bought out, and I was like, they're restructuring their programming. They're restructuring their shit. So yeah, I think the CW is going to become a really good network soon.
If that piece of anecdotal data is for what it's worth, they need to start looking into their audience a bit more.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying that's what they're doing. So it looks like they're gonna be on the uptrend, and maybe we can get, we could support Babylon 5, and Babylon 5 does well, and what if Dark Matter, what if they pick up Dark Matter and finish its last 2 seasons, they're going to be looking to do stuff. Dark Matter would have an established audience, only need 2 more seasons done, they'd have a backlog of content that they can show and new episodes. There's a lot of potential there with CW being under new ownership.
It makes good marketing sense, but that's the thing, Kai. You're talking sense. Most of the marketing teams employed, most of the marketing teams employed these days, they're not actually interested in taking advantage of the established audience. They want to go after a new audience, which, as you know, anyone with a brain cell knows is a very risky strategy.
Well, right? But this is an up and coming company, though. This is a company that's been buying they've been a broadcasting company that's just growing, and they finally got a big studio, and they're like, all right, they don't want to fuck that one up. It's not like a big company coming in and buying a smaller company because they're like, let's make some shit. They've got Batman, and this is the other way. This is a huge, they could destroy them if they fuck up. So
true, yeah.
I've got some faith in that respect. I tried watching the new Interview with the Vampire, says One Man Show. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, there are some definite changes Nick and I, we've only watched the first. How many episodes do we get?
3
Nick?
episodes, Sam.
Yeah, we basically used a free trial to give the first 3 episodes a look. Look, it's I wouldn't say it's bad. If you can deal with the changes, it's not bad. It's certainly better than Rings of Power or any of that tripe. But
there are definitely some very clever moments.
Yeah, it has its moments, but they've definitely made a few changes, and I'm not necessarily sure they're changes for the better. Shall we leave it at that?
Like one of the changes, I think everyone already knows about this already, is that they made Louis a black man, set in the
1910s.
1910s. So was it segregation was very much a thing at that point, and I don't know. It's just getting to the stage that I really do think they changed it just so they could talk about that particular subject. But
well, that's one of the things they actually make a
I will say
they actually
this,
make
I
a
will
joke
say
out of it.
this.
That's the thing.
Yeah, they actually lampshade it even in the series itself in a very clever way, which I find hilarious. And also the last episode, actually, forgive me for spoiling a little bit.
I don't care.
They actually dealt with Louis himself attacking this horrible racist guy, like actually ripping him in half and everything, pretty horrific like.
Jesus.
Yeah, like and
Are werewolves involved? How the fuck did that happen?
And well, he's a vampire, so he's super strong and stuff.
That's right.
And
I forgot there was
and
supernatural element.
What you really don't really expect, usually for people who tend to write about this stuff, they usually get on their high horse and talk and talk and talk, but they never really show the consequences. But what I actually appreciated about the last episode was they actually decided to show the consequences of
Louis' attack.
And him hanging up the body in a public area with his guts spilling out and everything, and basically shit hits the fan in New Orleans. And he actually has a moment and goes, "Oh shit, I made a big mistake because I let my anger get the better of me, and now everyone, my quote unquote people, are suffering." So I actually found it very refreshing that the showrunners actually decided to depict something like that.
As in, they put it this way: they held Louis accountable for his actions.
Yeah, they actually holding Louis
not
accountable for his actions.
not in a nice way, but as in a lot of people died, but it was like there were consequences to what he did, to the old racist dude. So it's like he realizes that he can't just go off and go nuts,
Maybe it's one of those situations where the writers are decent, but the studio's like, make that guy black.
Yeah. Look, honestly, when you've got make
him black.
Yeah, when you've got corporate mandated DEI quotas, right? When you've got corporate mandated diversity, equity, and inclusion quotas, you really can't control that. The studio is interfering, right? So they have to do whatever they have to do. They have to follow the rules, otherwise their show doesn't get made, right? And
Mel Brooks has talked about how in Blazing Saddles, he says, I should have saved all of them, but instead I threw them away. Every time the studio would give me a memo like, hey, could you make this change? Hey, could you make that change? Hey, could you make the sheriff not black? Hey, could you stop using the N-word?
Exactly. And it's ridiculous. Honestly, in my opinion, it's ridiculous. But you have to follow the rules, otherwise your show doesn't get made. And honestly, in terms of, and I'm making some bad comparisons here, but I've seen some of the dialogue and some of the script that's in that Rings of Power show. The Rings of Power is absolute garbage. And to give the credit where it's due, the people who wrote this new Interview with the Vampire show, at least they know how to write a script. Whatever you might think of the show, at least they know how to write a bloody script.
Because Sam and I generally have are a bit sort of funny over adaptations, especially recently. on one hand, we can be very purist. On the other hand, we can be a bit free and easy. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that, we can be a bit flip-floppy with this stuff. But no, it's if you view Interview with the Vampire as its own separate entity, a lot of weirdos like to, say that. But yeah, view it as its own separate entity and you'll be fine, I think.
I just don't even waste my time with stuff I know is gonna be subpar. There are actual quotas.
Yeah,
Well, that sounds
yeah.
a little racist.
Damn right, there are actual quotas. I can give you receipts if you just look up diversity, equity, and
hang on. I've got some stuff in my Twitter thingamabob.
Hey Nick, if you could put a link in the chat or something just for some receipts, that'd be great.
Yeah.
There are actual policies mandating this stuff.
Oopsie,
like a certain percentage of people have.
While you get that, hold on. While you get that, I'm gonna play a clip real quick here for One Man Show. Because I know what this one is. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Where is it?
You recognize that famous sign, huh?
Oh, yes, senor. It is a number 2.
That is not a 2. That is a Z.
Oh, if you say so, senor. But in the school, that is how they teach my granddaughter to draw a 2.
Well, I say it is a Z for El Zorro.
Zorro! Oh, Zorro! Oh, Zorro!
That is a little more like it.
Excellent panel guests tonight. Thank you. Yeah, and I love hanging out with Sam and Nick. We don't get to do it too often.
Cheers. Yeah, so Nikki, did you find those
Yep, I put it in the Twitter.
So when we say quotas, there's like some TV like companies like Amazon and Disney, they actually have policies that mandate that a certain percentage of people have to be people of color, a certain percentage of people have in front and behind the camera. A certain percentage of them have to be LGBT, some of them have to be POC, some of them have to be this, some of them have to be that, blah, blah, blah. So there are actually...
And I will say that right there, that's just Amazon's policy.
Yeah, that's just Amazon's policy.
That's just in the context of the actual tweet. But you can actually find this stuff on the actual websites of these companies. I did a video a while back, and I believe I included some snaps of very similar things from the actual Disney website. So these things, they are there, and they're not secret.
Yeah. So for example, what Kai's just brought up here, it says to reduce invisibility in entertainment and where the story allows, we aim to include one character from each of the following categories: the speaking roles of any size, and at minimum 50% of the total of these should be women, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or gender non-conforming / non-binary. 2, a person with a disability, and 3 regionally underrepresented racial, ethnic / cultural groups, e.g. in the US, 3 are the following: Black, Latin, Latinx is a slur, Indigenous, Middle Eastern, North African, and or Asian Pacific Islander, and or multiracial. So they do actually have policies in place for this kind of stuff. So if you're wondering why everything is starting to look the same in its diversity, this may answer your question.
I mean, I've said it before that, basically, especially with fantasy recently, one lot of cast can actually walk off one set and reappear on another, and you'd never know they're in a different show. Like, for instance, the black Latino elf in Rings of Power, like you'd think he just popped up out of The Witcher. You're muted.
I forgot I'm muted. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. They're like interchangeable.
Yeah, like the cast
standard character,
interchangeable.
And unfortunately,
Kitty Bear is right. Kitty Bear is right. This is what we say to this shit.
Oh, sorry, I'm such a child. I wet myself whenever any of those compilation videos comes up on YouTube, and it's just called Fart Attack or something like that.
Oh, it's cracker, isn't it?
One man show says, when I first heard Latinx, I said, "Is that some kind of new fabric?"
Honestly, what the hell is wrong? What the hell is wrong with the word Latin? It is already inclusive and it already works.
It's also
Yeah,
an
it's
English
already
word.
non-gendered. I was
Yeah,
like, there's
and
already a
it's al-
non-gendered version of that. What are you
yeah,
doing?
and it's also an English word. I mean, Latinx you only actually ever hear in the English language.
So what's the point?
So why not they just use Latin?
Latinx is what you call Mexicans that participate in the X Games. They're like, "Orale, I'm not just Latin, I'm Latinx," and then they do like a spin move and shit. You know?
I just
Welcome to X Games
I just laugh
'99.
that now they're trying to do the same thing with like
Filipino.
Like now it's Filipinx or Philippinx or whatever it is. And I think it's ridiculous.
Philippines?
Yeah.
No.
It's
Believe
ridiculous.
me, as soon as that came out, the whole Filipino community came out and put whoever it was in their place.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, that was shut down
Nice.
quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was shut down
It was
proper.
spectacular.
And the ironic thing is like, you know how Spanish has got like gendered language, right? There's like a masculine version of a word and a feminine version of a word. Like
Yeah.
Tagalog isn't even gendered as a language, so I don't know why they bother. You know, that's what I find.
Yeah, they just want to be included in the whole thing.
I mean, the only exception you've got is words like the only words you've got are the Spanish origin words like Filipino and Filipina in the first place, right?
Yeah.
But as a language in general, it's not gendered at all for the most part.
A little bit like Indonesian, actually.
Oh, Indonesian. This is the best part. Indonesian doesn't have gender or any of that crap. The only place it does have gender is unfortunately words that are based in Sanskrit. Yeah. So.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Yeah, but anyway, most of it is actually.
Wait, what do you mean, unfortunately? Words that are based in Sanskrit.
Well, the words that are based in Sanskrit have like male and female endings.
Uh-huh.
So if they're trying to be inclusive, adding an X doesn't work. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm Filipinx. So this is the second. This is the second image from the first one that we read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most productions have a multitude of speaking roles, from leads to smaller roles, where it doesn't compromise the authenticity of the story. The minimum aspirational goals for casting across speaking roles are 30% white men, 30% white women, and non-binary people, 20% men from underrepresented races and ethnicities, 20% women, and non-binary people from underrepresented races and ethnicities. Where we can have more people from underrepresented racial ethnic groups, we will seek to do that.
See, the problem is they're already lying through their teeth because they have this sentence up top here where it says where it doesn't compromise the authenticity of the story. And yet I have seen movies that are supposed to be historical in nature, or at least make the promise of being vaguely historical, messing with shit. We've all heard of the whole story about the Black Anne Boleyn, for example.
I like this here. That's because the English language is stupid. Dumber by the day. One man show says the English language isn't stupid. The people who use it are.
Agreed.
30% white women include non-binary.
So according to the first image, you can actually be multiple. So you can actually be a non-binary white woman if you want, or so identify.
Yeah, it's all self-ID nonsense anyway.
I think it all covers self-ID as well.
That's probably why, like we from the outside looking in, we look at, like, let's say Hollywood with all the movie stars and stuff, and the actors and actresses, that they're all, I'm a poly this and that, and I'm a non-binary whatever, and they're all like picking all of a sudden they're this fucking new label. Is because of this shit. Because they know it comes down the pipe like, yo, quotas.
And not just quotas, but I don't know if you heard this, but in the UK at least, they have the BAFTAs, right, which is the British Academy Film and
Yeah.
Television Awards, right? They have the BAFTAs.
Mhm.
Well, they've actually introduced rules at the BAFTAs where it says if you don't meet a certain number of rules or a certain number of standards, your show or your material or your movie will not be considered for awards. So they've actually incentivized this kind of DEI quota crap by saying that if you don't do this, you're not going to get awards for it. You're not going to get any exposure. You're not going to get awards. You're not going to, attend
Get
shows, blah, blah,
funding.
blah. Get funding.
Yeah.
And yeah, especially where funding's concerned, because as we all know, the only color that really matters is green.
The only color that really matters is green. Yeah. All they really care about is money, but like they're trying to look good and shit. I love
Although-
Laszlo's
although-
comment here.
The thing is, I can't really say that down here because in Australia, our money is multicolored.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
but here is where these assholes set up shop.
True.
So
True.
subvert their attempts at subverting our language. I'm using Latin XX and Latin
What
XY.
about
Says
how's
Laszlo.
this sound? What about Latin triple X? Doesn't that sound sexy?
Hell yeah, I think that's a website actually. Let me check. Well, then again,
and of course,
that would be the
naturally,
third.
There's
That
whole
would be the
thing
third
about,
Triple X movie, right?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
had
And then, of
Vin
course,
Diesel,
there's
and then Ice
Philip-
Cube.
There's Philippine XXX as well, which involves something about golf balls.
Something about golf balls?
What, you've never heard those stories before?
No.
About Indonesian and Filipino strippers being able to pop golf balls out of their vaginas?
Oh, I've heard that's a thing. I didn't know it was like a regional thing.
Big in Southeast Asia.
Oh, crazy. Huh.
But yeah, it's funny.
It's a
So,
beautiful.
yeah, Philippine XXX.
Chris Longfellow said it's a beautiful time to be old and childless. The world is becoming so sad, trying to change everything.
I agree.
Trying to change everything. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, never stop trying, man. When people stop trying to make things better is when the world gets worse. And they want pronouns on top of that too.
Exactly. I'm baffled. Honestly, I'm baffled by anyone who wants to include third-person pronouns in anything because generally speaking, third-person pronouns are used for talking about people, not to them. And quite frankly, what people say about you when you're not around is none of your business.
Well, it's also rude to refer to somebody as if they're not present when they are present.
Look, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen. People do refer to each other in the third person sometimes, but it's rare and only under certain circumstances. And generally, as you said, most of the time, it's rude.
Most of the time, what? Sorry, I was lowering the volume on this.
As I said, most of the time, talking to someone in the third person as if they are not present is rude. And it only actually ever occurs rarely. So, for example, if I'm talking to you, but I'm not including Nick in the conversation, then I might say he or whatever. So, but again, it's considered rude because Nick can turn around and say to me, well, what am I, chopped liver? Am I just a vapor now? You know?
What am I, chopped liver?
But yeah, so generally speaking, like rarely does it work. Most of the time, it's actually quite rude to do that. Normally, decent
With
people
like
would
friends,
use
it's
your name.
fine, right? Generally, but
Yeah,
because friends
But,
don't
you
give
know,
a shit.
Normal people actually do this new thing, like using people's names.
The nice, polite, like normal thing. I got caught that I forgot somebody's name one time because I almost went to say her name, realized I forgot it, and changed my sentence, and she caught it. I was like,
Look, I'm slightly posh, so I can get away with just calling people I don't know darling. So,
yeah.
Or
that the way I structured my sentence, that was not going to work.
Or possibly, actually, given that I'm Australian, I could probably just call you mate. But then you'd think I was being sarcastic, because generally speaking, we call our friends cunt and anyone who's a nasty person mate. So it depends.
For instance, now listen here, mate.
Exactly. So it
Or,
depends.
if the reverse, how's it going, you cunt?
Exactly. It depends.
I like that in other places, cunt is like you can use it more, but also I like that I can call people a cunt when I really don't like them, and they're like, like it's the worst thing anyone's ever called them. I do appreciate that.
Oh, that's hilarious. See, it depends.
Sadly, in
Obviously,
Australia, we have to add was it modifying words,
yeah, we have to add modifying words if that's going to work.
i.e.,
Modifying
if you
words.
want someone a dumb cunt.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
if they're
Dog
stupid,
cunt.
if you call them if they're stupid, you call them a dumb cunt. If they're disloyal, you call them a dog cunt. If they're a cool person, you call them a sick cunt. What else? I'm just trying to think. I'm too middle class. Sorry.
This is so one man show says I've seen real women do that with a baby. That was almost frightening. That's different. One man show. It's a different thing. Cat's mother.
Bacon. That's one. Who am I? The cat's mother. That's the other one. So you go. Who am I?
Walmart sells all kinds of balls, I think. That's a Queensland thing. In South Australia, that's the C word.
What's a Queensland thing?
Saying cunt, I guess. Down there, they call it the C word.
Oh, really?
You're a C word.
Oh, that is so soft. Don't be soft.
Yeah, dude.
No, actually, I agree with DJ Lewis. I think dude is fairly versatile. Actually,
Yeah.
dude's pretty good. Dude's pretty good.
It's solid because like I got into an argument with my high school sweetheart about that. She was calling me dude. I was like, stop calling me dude. It's weird. I'm your boyfriend. Like I'm not just some dude. She's like, I call everyone dude, and like essentially she's like, me and my friends call each other dude. You guys call each other dude. Why can't we? And I had to. She was fucking right. So she won that one. Since then, dude is an asexual term to me.
I tend to use. I generally don't use the C word, so to speak. I'm only playing, of course. I generally don't use it.
Well.
Well, it depends what's happening and who I'm speaking about at the time. But I generally don't use it. But yeah, if I'm being sarcastic, I'm more likely to call someone mate. And in a sarcastic way, like I am definitely not your friend and you are not mine.
Sam and I sort of lean towards the British side of us, and you know, if there's someone we don't like, we just usually call them this twat.
Yeah, generally speaking, yeah.
So Laszlo says, "I like twat. Twat's fun, and you can say it in front of kids." I've seen women pop balloons with a blowgun using her cunt farts. Not my proudest fap.
Oh, Laszlo, that's sad.
Jesus, Laszlo. Yeah, God damn it, Laszlo says they can take this fucking time. Not my proudest fap. With the sad face. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh, and that's the other one too. My dad, he's got a few crackers. He likes to call. Well, he's got some selectively sexist ones, but he likes to call particularly women he doesn't like. He likes to call them moles.
Old?
No, mole. M-O-L-L.
Mole?
Mole.
Oh, mole. What does that mean? Hey, Dwayne, how you doing?
So if you go, it's like, or you mole, right? It's like a gangster's. It's used to be used with gangsters, like a gangster's mole, like a gangster's girlfriend. So he usually calls women he doesn't like moles, and I thought that's really funny.
Particularly women who cut him off in traffic.
Yes, especially women who cut him off in traffic. But
it's M-O-L-L, right? It can M-O-L-L.
It is technically M-O-L-L, yeah, but a lot of people pronounce it like the small furry animal that burrows.
Yeah.
It's still kind of appropriate to use, especially on the road, because moles are practically blind, and these bad drivers are blind too.
True. Slag is good. I like slag. Slag is good.
Yeah, slag's a good one.
You know, cow is always good.
Cow.
One man show's got it right.
DJ
Yeah.
Lewis Eve says, I do not like the N word. Other than that, just remember your tongue can slice too.
Yes,
Indeed.
true.
Yeah. Words are powerful. Words are magic.
But what we do is, because we don't generally pronounce our R's in Australia, we have a very kind of like Boston, they don't pronounce their R's. What we do is we put all our R's in the middle of the word fuck.
I'm sorry, I was reading. I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, God.
I thought he was talking about the girl having mold. I was going to yak, but I'm laughing too hard.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
But yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Australians love to say the F word more often, though. That you'll hear the F word more often. I mean, you'll only hear the C word if you're like 12. But
yeah, no, kids love using that word very liberally. Especially if you're in a certain socio-economic area.
Tell me about it.
Like generally, kids like to. I remember one time, we went to like hang out with my brother's buddy, and like I didn't have shit else to do. I was gonna hang out with the parents, so I was hanging out with them, and is my younger brother. And so as soon as the adults leave, like they drop us off, they're all, hey, okay, thank you, yeah, bye, love you, nee, like little kids. And then as soon as they're gone, door closes, they're like, sup, motherfucker. Hey, and I was like,
it's quite strange because our dad was very much like that. Because Nick and I have an older brother, right? And yeah, we haven't spoken to him in several years because well, I won't go into details, I won't pry, but we haven't spoken to him in several years. But that was one of the things we noticed with our dad, that when he's speaking with our older brother, he tends to go rougher with his speech. Like he gets a bit rough. But when he speaks with us, he's well, I would say speaks normally. And I thought that's very strange how he can code switch like that. But I thought that was really funny. Yes,
well, there's different people that kind of inspire a different kind of speech and attitude and energy about you. It's like me with you guys versus me with. Okay, no, actually, I'm not too different with kids. I'm still very much the same, but like I'm not as foul mouthed.
Yeah, actually, Aiken's completely right. Fuck is indeed punctuation. That's true. And you know who also swears like an Aussie? Mara Jade. She swears like an Aussie properly. She's been hanging around Aussies too long. She's learned how to swear like us.
You know who else swears like an Aussie?
What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? What? You fucking cockfucker? What the fuck do you think you're doing? Sneezing. Fucking filthy, dirty, fucking cockfucker.
Good night, Dwayne.
Oh, nice. That's good. As I said, if there's anyone who knows how to swear properly, it's the Aussies. Oh, actually, and the Scots. The Scots know how to swear too.
The Scots, yeah.
Yeah, they can swear. The Irish can swear too. But yeah. Aiken's right. The F word is basically punctuation down here.
I remember I had a guy one time being a cock, and so I was being an asshole right back. And he's like, "Oh, I'm older than you." I was like, "Fuck." And so then, like, I had everything that he was saying, I'd shut him down, and I was pissing him off, and I was being a dick about it. I wasn't just like proving him wrong; I was like being a dick about it. And so he got frustrated with me, and he language switched to Spanish and cursed me out in Spanish. So I cursed him out in Spanish. Nice. So go fuck yourself.
Nice.
I called him a coward for switching.
See, look, I love a good bilingual snap. It's hilarious.
Oh, but would you call it a bilingual snap?
Yeah, like, oh, bilingual snap.
It's when someone cusses someone out in a different language, but the other person actually knows
Speaks
what
that
the other
language.
person said and then starts cussing them out too.
Like they just got bested in one language, so they're gonna switch to another one.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck you.
Actually, you know what? Got some great swear words. I'll tell you, German has got some fantastic swear words. They are so funny and they're so good. German swear words are
German?
hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
German swear words are hilarious.
All right.
Like, who doesn't want to call someone a poopsnazzer?
Poop schnauzer?
Poopsnazzer, basically a shit nose.
A poop snaz. That's what I thought. Yeah. Poop snaz. Yeah.
Yeah,
Poop snazzer.
Or what was another one? I can't remember. But yeah, some of them are just hilarious.
Well, see, Kitty Bear, but is one of them Spanish? Otherwise, we're both just gonna be yelling at each other in languages we don't understand.
The only one I know in Spanish is cabron. That's it.
That was pretty mild too.
Yeah, it's fairly mild. Actually, the worst one I know in Indonesian is actually a Sundanese swear word. The worst one I know in Indonesian, it's from West Java. It's actually in Sundanese rather than Indonesian, and it basically translates to an inflamed red vagina. Yeah, so that's So if you're gonna call someone a name, that's pretty much the worst swear word I could think of.
You are an inflamed red vagina.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from that, you get your standard animal ones, which are fairly common.
Wait, what's the word? What's the word for inflamed red vagina?
Hang on, I'll have to type it out because it's kind of hard to pronounce. Even for me, because the vowel combination is a bit weird for me because it's in Sundanese rather than Bahasa, so I'm not really good at pronouncing it. But I'll see if I can get it. Hang on.
Is this slightly
Come on.
slightly off? No.
Hang on.
No, it's good. All right. A red fluffy puffy. That's weird that Kitty Bear's chat doesn't pop up in the here on the YouTube side, on the back end side. And Christian, the real language take that.
Yeah, Nick knows it. Yeah, Nick knows it. I knew you'd know it, Nick.
Was it Henchitparum?
Henchitparum. Yeah, Henchitparum. It basically means red pussy.
Henchitparum.
Henchitparum. Yeah, basically means red pussy. Essentially. But then some great ones like some ones that actually sound like swear words. Like one of my favorite ones is kontol, which basically means dick.
What? Consult?
Well, the one that I just typed, I don't know if it'll show up.
Oh, control.
Kontol. It means dick. Like if you're calling someone a dick, like kontol.
I don't suppose you can string a sentence together and just, insult me.
It's like, looky man, I think kontol. Like,
have a good night, Aiken. Good seeing you, brother. Take care.
See ya.
I was hoping for something a little bit longer. Just string a whole lot together.
Well, I don't really know what to say. That's the thing. All I know is what the fuck is the matter with you, you dick. That's basically what I said to you. Yeah. Looky man. Yeah. Looky man. Which basically means what the fuck is the matter with you, you inflamed pussy.
The what's it called? I like the German curse words. It makes sense that in a language where everything sounds like you're yelling and cursing, that that they have good curse words.
Yeah, they do actually. I remember watching this. I think I've got the link somewhere in my messages, and it was basically this woman. It was on a TikTok, and she was. It's basically called German Lady in Traffic. And basically it's got subtitles. So if you just click on the subtitles thing, and she basically just rants and raves at the traffic, and it's got all of these German swear words just strung together, and it's just friggin' hilarious. And when you find out what each of these swear words means, it's just gold, comedy gold, honestly.
Where's there's this video of shit. I've seen a video of people saying the same thing in 3 different languages. But
I mean, there's that TikTok where they do like around the world how different people say different words, and then German comes in, and it's always really weird.
Yeah. Here it is.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Oh wait. There it is.
Português.
English.
Deutsch. Borboleta.
Butterfly.
Schmetterling. Hospital.
Hospital.
Krankenhaus. Ambulância.
Ambulance.
Krankenwagen. Ciência.
Science.
Naturwissenschaft. Sex. Geschlechtsverkehr.
Potato.
Kartoffel.
Airplane.
Oh god. So
that wasn't even German.
Kitty Bear, what's Dutch for dick? If you're still there.
Dutch for dick. Stephen Paul, Dutch dialect slang for boner. Yeah, but what is it? Just tell us.
Is it showing
when
up
German
in the
is?
chat,
Oh,
or
is it? Oh, okay. Dutch. Oh, it's Dutch. It's 2 languages. I didn't realize it was 2 languages. It was 2 countries, German and
the Netherlands. Is it?
Fucking this place.
No, that's not the Netherlands.
Wherever this is.
I don't know that flag.
I'm bad with flags. I'm American. This is on you guys.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah,
lol. Oh yeah.
See,
yeah, dude.
Indonesian's got some Dutch words in there.
What's really interesting, if you start looking at the etymology of words, is what's it called? The way they string together. Sometimes you realize that languages are related that they don't teach us are related. You see the origins or the basis of words, or someone breaks down like the sound of the sounds that are in a language and what it means, and then like Atlantis, for example, it was
Actually,
I watched a video.
One man show's got it. It might be the Austrian flag. There you go.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, yep, it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Austrian flag. There you go. That makes a lot of sense.
Do you not recognize that one flag?
No, because
yeah,
the Netherlands
no one fucking recognizes that flag.
The Netherlands is red, white, and blue.
Netherlands is red, white, and blue. How are there so many red, white, and blues out there? Oh man, Animaniacs for real. That was so good. No one ever remembered that song, but it was dope.
The country song, the one where he goes through the list.
Yeah, all the countries.
Yeah, it's quite good actually. Yeah,
it was great. I love during the lockdown, someone did, or during the pandemic, in the last couple of years, someone did a mashup of. Someone did like a version of that song. It says the Animaniacs countries song, but only countries where Americans are allowed to fly right now. And he it's like Bolivia, and then like it's just him bouncing for a while until it's time for the next country. Like a minute later, it's like Bosnia, and then back to the thing. It was like 4 countries.
Oh, that was
But
funny.
yeah. Speaking of nothing related to the clip I'm about to play.
Guns don't kill anybody. They just don't. Look at this. This gun's been sitting here for how long and hasn't killed anything. It's not even scary. Uh-oh, it's black.
Oh, Jesus.
I love that channel. It's so awesome.
Oh,
it's a channel of a.
How did I miss
Huh?
these? I was just sorry. I was just looking up the most common Indonesian swear words. I thought I know all of these, and I completely forgot all of them. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's funny. Never mind. Never mind. It's just me.
This is you showing off all your knowledge in Indonesian swear words.
Yeah. Gold.
That actually looks like a lot of fun. I mean, until he hits the end there.
Yeah, so provided you can get up in one piece, you'll be fine.
Yeah. It'd be a blast.
Mm.
Unlike this.
And what a game here as Johnson kicks towards the goal, and oh my god, Singh makes a fantastic save. But I believe he hit his nuts on the goalpost. He is down. Let us have a closer look at instant replay. Not only just self-sacrifice on this play, but sacrificing future generations as well. Obviously going all out for his team, saving the ball right here, but also losing two on the play, putting his balls on the line. Let us have a moment of silence for this man's fallen brothers. As you see right here, he got to the ball and so did...
That commentator is gold, honestly.
Right?
Oh God. Somebody
Poor
pay
man.
that man twice what he's worth. Oh,
He's like
God.
sacrificing future generations as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is brutal. What we got here? 40 of Earth's countries have banned the jab. 40. Wow. 40.
Seems like he would have vomited instantly. I know, right? You'd expect that kind of reaction.
Let me see if I can look up this. 7 European countries clamped down on thing. Let me see. Suspending a specific one. AstraZeneca. Okay. I'll have to. Do you have a link, Eve, or is it that they're banning a specific jab? You know what I mean? Because certain ones, different manufacturers get banned in different places. Are you guys jabbed?
Have we got the jab?
Yeah.
Only twice.
Okay, good. At least it wasn't like 6 times or wherever they're at now.
No. Good God.
Stuff
Nick was at an appointment the other day because he has to go see the cardiologist once a year, for his heart. And we were listening to people go through the COVID rigmarole, all of that kind of stuff. And we were listening to, because they ask you how many times have you been jabbed, how have you been vaccinated, blah, 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 how many times, all of that kind of stuff. And I heard someone there had already been jabbed 6 times. And I'm going, if that's not an indication that it doesn't fucking work, I don't know what is. It's ridiculous, honestly.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't understand how people can have such cognitive dissonance. Like, we've grown up understanding things to be a certain way, and now people are being told things are different, and they're just going along with it. Like, well, the experts are changing the definitions on us, so that must be what it is. Like, what? I am out spaces. Oh, okay. It would be odd to see a cardiologist for an ingrown toenail. No,
Yes, I
I'm
bet it would.
cardiologist. Oh, I see. Yeah. What the fuck is that about?
No, because I specified that he had to go to see a cardiologist for his heart, so it was kind of a tautology, a redundant statement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's being sarcastic. Ha 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 ha.
In the 99, my town had a big scare. We got sonic boomed by a U.S. stealth plane. Years later, my brother found it was a stealth test for the U.S. and the Dutch radar, which actually managed to track the plane the whole way. Oh, wow. No shit. For the U.S. and Dutch radar. So U.S. and Dutch radar can actually track stealth vehicles moving at supersonic speeds. Wow. That's pretty nuts. Huh.
The things technology can do.
Right? Like where it's made to specifically evade that technology, and then technology just goes, oh yeah? And just steps it up. That's pretty nuts, man. That was also in 99. Oh, wow. That was in 99. That's right. Jeez. 23 years ago? So they've been able to do that for 23 years. Oh, the Dutch radar was tracked the U.S. plane. The U.S. was testing its stealth. Oh, I see. So it was a stealth test. They were like, hey, can you track us? Yeah, we can track you. Fuck. I think they're lying about stuff. Okay.
Oh, Nick, I told you that I got that. Nikki, did I tell you that I got that email about semester 3? Didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
That I'd actually still be studying that book design and production management thing. Yeah. So no, it's not cancelled anymore. It was an error on their part. God, I hate it when universities.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I hate it when universities push you around.
Hate it when what?
Oh, just this, because this last week is basically the final assessment due week. You know, everything's due this week. I found out that apparently one of my courses wouldn't be running in the summer semester. So effectively that I'd only be doing one subject apparently, or at least that I'd have to move it forward into the new year. But no, apparently that's a mistake. The subject that I'd been unenrolled for is in fact available in the summer semester, and they rectified the mistake. Fucking idiots. Anyway.
Okay. And to answer Eve's question here, no, not at all. I mean, 99 was practically yesterday on my timeline. That ain't shit. Get on my level. It can be, kitty bear. It's not fun when things fall on you. One man show says 4:21 a.m. Too late for dinner. Too early for breakfast. What to do? Drink a big glass of water.
Have a chocolate
Call
bar.
it a night. What?
Have a chocolate bar. You're a grown up. You can have whatever the fuck you like.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man.
Being an adult is fun.
I kind of want some. Actually, I've got M&Ms. Yo, I'm gonna get some M&Ms. Give me a minute, y'all. I need to go get some M&Ms. It's long past time we played this clip, by the way. So let's just let's do this. It's about time. Here we go.
Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce. Tennis Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Helps me forget about my cancer.
Yeah. Oh my god. Are you guys all right? Did that clip make you sad?
It just it was that was that.
Where is that pussy cancer anyway? Well, we couldn't find cancer, but we found a man with cancer. Take that, cancer! And that.
Don't worry, we don't like cancer around here.
No, good.
This is what we do to cancer.
I'm removing you from your position.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I got some chats to catch up on. My brother used to program radar software. He told me about a test where they wanted to see if they could track a tennis ball 10 miles away behind a plane. That's fucking awesome. Did they do it? They saw a weird blip between the plane and the ball. It turned out it was a knot on the rope. Dang, so it was so accurate they detected a knot in the rope. I don't have any chocolate bars. Nice suggestion, though. Cup of tea and a doobie. Tea takes time. I don't have the ladder. Not legal in my area. You know, time isn't legal in your area? What dimension do you live in, bro?
Nice.
Gotta be above the fifth. I mean, fifth or above the fourth.
Gotta be careful around writers, man. You know, they'll take every single word literally. Be careful.
Yeah, right. You saw weird, like, well, we're like, wait, the way you worded that actually means. You saw a weird blip. Oh, I already read that. 10 pin strong on the Wardy Mall Satan store. Captain hits that guy so hard his boat shifts. Jesus is the man. The man, the myth, the legend. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Good? Yeah? That's right.
You're so cute. Mwah. What happened? Oh my goodness. Thank you.
At least the bird appreciates me. Time doesn't exist in the deep, dark woods. Didn't you know that? Amen. Is there anything that happened recently, like in pop culture, that you guys want to talk about? Or the news?
Not really, to be honest. Everything's kind of been done to death at this point, I should think. Let's be honest. What with the whole...
I know there's some stuff that slipped through the cracks. I just don't remember what that stuff is.
Yeah. I need to go digging to figure out what that stuff was. But
oh well.
Anyway. Anywho.
Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up then. It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's time to call it a night. It was just a test to see if it was possible, but to do it, they had to use a tight beam, which means it's not practical to use to track planes. Oh, okay. I see. Sad things to teach a bird.
Actually, that reminds me of that clip, actually, of someone playing hide and seek with a macaw.
The bird.
That one's cute, and how the lady lifts the blanket, and when she drops it, just as she drops it, she sort of crawls out of sight, and the macaw is like, "Oh my god!"
But does he actually?
Let me see if I can find that.
Does he actually make the noise?
He actually screams like someone, "Oh my god!" It's nice.
I tried to hide and seek macaw, but I don't get anything. Son of a bitch.
It could be like lady tricks bird or something. You might have to be a bit vaguer. More vague. More vague.
Hide and seek bird?
Could be hide and seek bird or lady tricks bird or something like that.
Let me see.
Lady, there's a parrot screams during peekaboo.
Yeah, parrot scream.
We would hide, and then you could hear her pitter patter.
See, that's a cockatoo. That's different.
Yeah.
You'll just see.
Nick, can you send the link to if you find it? Cockatoos are weird, man. Honestly. They're noisy as hell. But on the other hand, I think kookaburras
There we go, in the private chat.
Yeah, private chat, guy. But yeah, kookaburras are worse. You got it? Yeah, it's a macaw.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's weird.
Oh my god, dude.
Birds are strange, aren't they?
I'll bring that one back. Do it again. Look at this shit.
Oh, geez.
Oh my god, dude.
That was funny.
What's this? Crows trolling cats, dogs, and other animals.
Did you
and
know
snakes?
that? Did you know that crows and ravens, corvids in general, can hold grudges?
Oh yeah. Not only can they hold grudges, they teach other birds to hold grudges against the people they hold grudges against.
So they're gossipy bitches too.
They are a team of it was they experimented with a wild group of them, and two scientists went in there in like a suit to protect themselves and in masks. They harassed certain birds. They would tag them, but they were like really rough with them, and like, you know, they were just dicks kind of about it. And then they left, and when they came back to check on the birds, those birds squawked at them, and so did some other birds. Then they came back later, like a year, like they came back a year later. Okay, they came back a year later when there's more, the population had been a couple generations now, and more birds squawked at them, a lot of them now, and the ones from that weren't even alive when they were there the first time were squawking at them. So while they were gone, the other crows told him, "Hey, these fuckers in masks and like white suits, fuck those guys." They literally told the younger birds what happened. And
one man show's got a good question. Was it really the birds screaming? That's honestly a good question. I don't know. I like to think it was wishful thinking. I hope it was because it's funnier.
Speed Racer deserves so much better. I saw a clip on Twitter a while back where a bird makes two cats fight each other. That sounds awesome. That sounds freaking awesome. Eve says, thanks to you guys. If you guys want to check out Sam and Nick, what's your channel, guys?
Nick and Sam McCabe.
Yeah, have you got a link?
Yeah. Link, put it in the private chat, and I'll put it.
Nicky, put the link in the private chat, will you?
Bear with.
We've just released a whole bunch of shorts. So there's some short form content on there. There's some long form content on there. There's a mix of everything. Have a bit of a dig around, and there's bound to be something you enjoy. Have a laugh.
There we go. That's our YouTube channel in the private chat.
I don't think we've got
I have a sad habit of deconstructing videos like those. Well, like the thing is, it's especially parrots very much sound like people, like humans. So what's it called? Sam and Nick McCabe. Boom, baby. So there is the link to Sam and Nick's channel, everybody. Go check them out. You guys don't have like a private, you don't have a customized name?
No, none of that. But yeah, please do, watch our videos, like, subscribe, the drill. We could do with some more subscribers. That would be wonderful. Just enjoy yourselves,
We hope to become monetized at some point in the near future.
Near future, oh, that's wishful thinking.
Well, like, I mean, you never know. Sometimes, like, some people grow really fast. All of a sudden, you do the right thing, and you go, oh, just keep doing this, okay, and like, boop, you're good. All of a sudden, after years of doing it, after days of doing it, it doesn't matter. So, keep it up, guys.
It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah, like our latest
that's
video,
where I'm at.
just a little short, is now over 2,000 views.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the last time I got a video with 2,000 views. It's been a minute. Some humans sound like parrots, says One Man Show.
They really do.
Congratulations on that, dude.
Look, honestly, if you listen to Australian radio, they all sound like crows. It's actually really bad. they all sound like a bunch of crows arguing with each other. It's just that really up in the nose nasal accent.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh my god, oh. Yeah, oh, it's so bad. They really do though. They sound like a bunch of crows arguing with each other. It's terrible.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna play.
Some accents are nicer than others. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like, even I don't like where what you're talking about, where you speak from, and that's something that in all different languages is a thing. Some people speak from here. Others speak from here.
True.
Comes from deep inside you. And so that really changes a lot. And some people don't think about, because they're not, if you're not conscious of your words come from, your words come from up here, where they come from, but like they come from this area. If you're not like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Conscious.
As I said, you got to get some vocal training to fiddle around with some placement.
Or something. Or you could just try, like, maybe your diaphragm's weak and that's why you talk from here. But,
oh god, some people do.
No, I will have to admit that I tend to speak up in the nose a bit.
Not a lot. It happens, but sometimes. But down here in this part of the world, oh Christ.
All right, I'm going to say goodnight. Good night, Eve. It's been a pleasure. Spaghetti. I had spaghetti earlier, actually. Yeah, it wasn't spaghetti. It was noodles with and meatballs, and it was food. It was good.
Don't forget the salt.
Now I'm eating M&Ms like a man.
Yeah, old people love salt. Don't forget the salt.
What? Salt? I do
Old
like
people love
salt.
salt. They love salt.
If you got some dark chocolate and sea salt M&Ms, I'd lose my friggin' mind. Sub to Sam and Nick. Good choice
you.
there, Laszlo.
Thank you very much.
you
They're
very
good
much.
people.
Much appreciated.
All right, everybody. I'll see you Friday. I hope you had fun. Have a great Thursday. I'm being told to say hugs and kisses, but I can't really do that over the internet. So I'm just gonna wave. You can't see it, but it's happening. Believe. You gotta believe. Good night, everybody.
Second star to the right.
Thank you to Sam and Nick for being here tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers. Cheerio, everyone.
Ta-ta.
Second star to the right.
I'll see you on Friday. It's good night, everyone.
Second star to the right. And straight on.
Captain Kirk really was the best damn Star Trek captain. I'm just going to say it. Cisco was pretty good, but Kirk was a real man. Real, like, classic, just stand-up guy. You know what I mean? All right, good night, everyone.
Second star to the right.
I promise I won't interrupt again.
Second star to the right. And straight on till morning.
Set a course. For home.
I'm reading an ion storm on that trajectory, sir. Should I go around it?
We can't be afraid of the wind, Ensign. Take us to Warp 4.
It is the unknown that defines our existence. We are constantly searching, not just for answers to our questions, but for new questions. We are explorers. We explore our lives, day by day. And we explore the galaxy, trying to expand the boundaries of our knowledge. And that is why I am here. Not to conquer you with weapons or with ideas, but to coexist and learn.
Let's see what's out there. Engage.